when we ride. I feel like David ain't no fear, but I'm still gon' rise. Hop out the booth, we praise Yahuwah with them people that is like his mind.
Shalom, shalom, family. How y'all doing on this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day, wonderful evening, wonderful night? Whenever you're watching this, if you're watching this on Sabbath, Shabbat Shalom to you. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be able to give this message today. I'm grateful to be able to, experience these things and just be able to be in position to put forth a message that our deliverer Yahuwah and Yahusha Mashiach have been for us. I pray that they have been as powerful for you as they've been for me and in my existence. So I'm grateful that we're able to join on this live today. I got my bond in here with me, so while I'm doing this video, I gotta watch it. So, but that don't stop. That don't stop me from getting my message out. From getting not my message, but getting Yahuwah's message out. Doesn't stop me from doing the duties that I need to do. So, today we're talking about lust of the spirit. There's very different forms. There's different forms of lust. Lust is just not connected to just sex. It is a lot deeper and a lot more. It's a lot deeper than what a lot of sex is just the surface. That's just the surface. But what does lust really take you to get there? You know what I'm saying? What can trigger like those things? Lust could mean lust doesn't just mean your sexual immorality. It can mean gluttony. It can mean pride. It can mean greed. It could mean a plethora of things. It's not just connected to sex. And I want everybody to know that. Like, what does this Sefer say about lust? What does it say about lust? So when I say lust of the spirit, I mean the plethora of things under that lust can be. Plethora of examples that have led people to do certain things. You know what I'm saying? You know, and we all know it starts with the eyes. It starts with your heart. It starts with your heart. Then it goes to your mind. Once it gets to your mind, then it gets to your spirit. So now you're killing the spirit, man, because you want to do your desires. So when you're lustful, you're really just wanting to do your own desires. That's really what that is, which leads into straight disobedience, like it says in First Samuel. Just disobedience. You just want to be disobedient to the Father, and that's really what it is. You want to do your own thing. So we're gonna. I do want to just say, like I always say, in every video, we read from the Sefer. I read from the Sefer, the Millennium Version. I do not subscribe to the names of Jesus, God, or Lord. We all know that those are, God is a title. Jesus is, as people know, either Serapis Christos or it's just, Pope Francis' son. And we all know that Lord means Baal. So there you go. It's just a quick little there you give me. I'm not a religion, I'm not in politics. I don't believe in none of that stuff. I'm just here as a brother, a teacher, and Yahushua Mashiach. Just give you the word. That's just straight it. Just give you the word. Later on down the line, we gonna get into the other things that a lot of these other that a lot of other people talk about. But for right now, we just getting straight into this word. This word, I got a lot. I got other stuff that I've been talking about. I have other things that I've been talking about and doing my research on. But right now, as as I'm coming into my own in this teaching atmosphere, I have to sharpen my arrow. I gotta sharpen my arrow. I have to be in the scriptures. I have to sharpen my iron. I gotta make sure that I know this word so that when say if one of you guys have a question, I'm able to answer it. I'm able to answer it without any hesitation. So we're gonna talk. So, like I said, today we're talking about lust of the spirit, lust of the spirit, lust of the spirit, lust of the spirit. So we're gonna start off at Exodus 20. We're gonna start off at verse 12, and then the reason why we're gonna start off at Exodus 20 is because we all know that that's the law. That's the law, and then you have give me a sock, boy. uh, we all know Exodus 20 is the law. So yeah, thank you. We all know. Sorry, you give me a socks. We all know Exodus 20. That's the law. But what does it say about like what does the law say about these things? What does the law say about lust? So these are the things that we're gonna get into. So we're gonna start with verse 12. It says, honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long upon the land which Yahuwah gives you. You shall not kill, you shall not break wedlock, you shall not steal, you shall not bear false witness against your neighbor, you shall not lust after your neighbor's house, you shall not lust after your neighbor's woman, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is your neighbor. So look, we're all neighbors. Think about that. We're all neighbors. We're all brothers. We're all sisters. You know, think of this. Think of it like this. Like, why would you go? You go say you go to your friend's house. You go to your friend's house. They got a nice lamp that you always wanted. Why would you take that from them to fulfill your own lust? You know, it's not yours. So if it's not yours, then why would you? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you breaking two commandments? And one, you're stealing, and you're lusting after your neighbor's house. So now you just broke two commandments. Now you just broke two commandments that Yahuwah just told you not to do. You know what I'm saying? So, like, let's be honest. You know, in today's time, what they tell you to do, they want you to be lustful. They want you to want what your brother, what your neighbor has. They want you to want those things. They don't want you to want what you have. They don't want you to be grateful for the things that you have. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Like, you got a nice house, bills paid, car paid. You ain't got to worry about nothing. But you just wanted one lamp because you said, oh yeah, that lamp look good, or you just wanted, or because maybe you don't have a wife, or maybe you don't have a husband, but your neighbor does, and you see that their husband or their woman is good. You know what I'm saying? So you put those things. You just like, I bet I got all these things, I got all these barricades, but because I don't have the one miracle that I need, I don't want to be patient for what Yahuwah is gonna bring to me. You know how crazy that sounds? That you would be willing to just break two commandments in one? Think about it. Like, think about that. And think about that real quick. You're then now you becoming now you're gonna turn that man or that woman into an adulteress or an adulterer because of your own lust, because you want to do what you want to do. You want to be disobedient. You don't want to wait. Boy, you don't want to wait for your time. You wanna do it on your time. You don't want to wait for Yahuwah's time. You don't want to wait for him. You don't want to do nothing. So now those things have happened. So now you gotta be put away from the camp. Now you gotta be taken out. Because now you just, you know what I'm saying? You can't be around nobody. Because now if you're around people, now that spirit that you have ushered into your home is now it can hop on other people. And we have to remember that spirits don't just stay in your house. The spirits that you deal with don't just stay in your house. They hop. They can hop from people to people through physical touch, through people coming into your home. They can jump. You know what I'm saying? So now, not only are you operating in spirit, now you got everybody around you operating in the same spirit because you wanted something that you couldn't have at the moment because you didn't want to be patient or you didn't want to pray for it. You didn't want to fast for it. You didn't want to like wait for Yahuwah to baruch you. You wanted to baruch yourself. And that's what Hashatan does. Hashatan allows you to baruch you, allows you to know that, hey, I could do this myself. I could baruch myself. Think about all these things like that we have nowadays. We got crystal healing. I'm not gonna wait on the Father to heal me. I'ma heal me. You know, I'm gonna get this crystal. I'm gonna go ahead and heal myself, and then I'm gonna recharge the crystal, and then I'm gonna heal myself again. I'm gonna turn myself into a wizard or a witch so that I can heal myself, or that I can keep somebody around. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want to. We miss the barricades, and we take the barricades for granted just to be like just to take the crime, just to take the sin and take that as the barricade. We would rather the sin that we commit to be a barricade versus Yahuwah bringing forth the good fruit or the good seed. Think about that. Think about that. Think about that. So we're gonna go to Galatians. Galatians 5 I'm gonna read 7 through 9. That's Philippians. All these things, man. So all these things in this world, we know. All these things in this world we know are not good for us. But we do it. It's like if you got a toothache. Imagine you have a toothache, you know, and you just continuously just eating candy. Imagine that. You're gonna eat candy all the time because now you just want candy. You want candy. You want to feel the lust inside of your gut. So now that your stomach has become your Elohim, that's all you want to fulfill. You want to make sure that that's fulfilled. You want to make sure that you're doing you want to make sure that that's fulfilled over your health, your overall health. You know what I'm saying? How do I know these things? Because I did it. You know what I'm saying? I used to do it, and I'm not gonna sit here a lot about it. Yeah, I used to take. Yeah, I knew I had a toothache, and guess what? I used to eat gummies, or I go get me some pop and drink the pop, and my mouth will be hurting for like the next 2 days. Because why? I was being disobedient because I wanted to do what I wanted to do. I wanted to do it on my time, thinking that the Father wouldn't see me. But guess what? He sees all. So guess who ain't never gonna get away from nothing? You are. You ain't never gonna get away from nothing because he sees all and he knows all. He knows where you go commit crime. He knows where you gonna do all these things. So it's better to listen than just to be, than to be on the other side of things. It's better to listen. All right, Galatians 5. Galatians 5, we're gonna read 7 through 9. All right. It says you ran well, who hindered you that you should not obey the truth. This persuasion is not of him who calls you. A little leaven leavens the whole lump. So, all right, you ran well. So you ran from Yahoo well. You ran enough because you thought that you could get away. Like I said before, you thought you could escape. You thought that you could make it through the night. You thought that you could make it through all your storms, by yourself, and not have to trust on Yahuwah. So you these are things that you thought you did well. You thought that you was never gonna get caught. You thought, hold on, sorry, y'all, I'm looking for the remote. But anyway, you thought that oh bro, where's the remote? Hold on. So you thought you ran well. Like I was saying before, you thought you ran well. You ran well. It says you ran well who hindered you that you should not obey the truth. You ran well to those who told you that you should not obey the truth. So who told you shouldn't be able to obey the truth? Who told you that? I could name a few. Sports, entertainment, the Pope, your friends, your family. What is that? Let's see. Let's see where you at. Let's see. The pastor. We ain't gonna talk about that though. Everything. This world has told you not to obey truth. The commercials, TV shows, reality TV, cartoons, all these different things have told you not to obey the truth. They told you hey, it's better to lie. They told you it's better to lie than tell the truth. They told you, hey, be okay because we all lie. And it's okay because you're gonna lie sometimes. In reality, yeah, we may lie sometimes, but should you lie? No, you should never lie. You should always tell the truth. It's important to always just be honest because the truth, even though it may hurt somebody, the truth is the truth. And if they can't understand the truth, then they should not be easily offended. You know what I'm saying? If it's the truth, it's the truth. You can't fight the truth. But we live in today's time where a lot of people don't want to walk in the truth. They want to walk. They don't want to walk in their own truth. They want to walk in their, they want to walk in their version of their truth. They want to walk in their truth, which means, hey, they say you got a friend, you keep telling them the same thing. They want to see themselves in a certain light. I see myself in this way. I don't see myself in the way you seeing, in the way you seeing it, but I see myself in a certain way. So, you know, They don't want to live in the truth. They don't want to exist in the truth. So, all right. You ran well who hindered you, that you should not obey the truth. This persuasion is not of him who calls you. It's not of him. Remember that. This persuasion, they're persuading you to not obey truth. The people around you are persuading you to not obey truth. Think about, hey man, I gotta keep the feast days. This is your first year keeping the feast days. Hey man, I gotta keep the feast days. Nah, you really don't have to keep the feast days because Jesus died for our crimes. He died for our sins. So that really doesn't matter. The Old Testament is done away with. We have a New Testament. So you don't have to keep those laws because they're not applicable to how we exist nowadays. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's just certain things. They're persuading you to do evil. Beware of those who take good for who say do good for evil. Beware of those people. You know what I'm saying? You can't be around people that's gonna say, "Hey, it's good to do evil." You can't be around those people. You gotta cut them off. Gotta come off at the stoop because that's how you're gonna change. Your spirit man is gonna lighten up. Your spirit man is the light. Your spirit man is your light. If you keep dimming your light to be around folks just because just to say, hey, I'm around people, then how will you ever hear him? It's hard to hear Yahuwah in a crowded room. It's hard to hear him when you're around a bunch of people, especially people that have nothing to do with him, or that have nothing to do with his will. It's hard to hear him because he's not gonna be around. Yahuwah will not strive with men. Let's be real. He's not gonna strive with men. He's not. He gonna tell you what to do. If you don't listen, he gonna get up out the way. He gonna move around because why? He's too pure. He's way too pure. But wait, that's not the only thing he gonna do. He not only is he not gonna strive with you, but he's gonna continue to try in different ways. He's gonna send a person to you. Now he sent one person to you. Now he sent two people to you. Now he didn't send the prophet to you. Now he didn't send four people to you. Just trying to get you back. It's when you have a reproach mind. Now that you have a reproach mind, now you can't. Now that's when he gives up. When your mind is made up, when your mind is made up just to continuously do evil and that you're never gonna change, he's done. He's done with you. Does he want that for all his creation? No, he does not want you to suffer. He don't want you to sit there and die a meaningless death. He don't want to erase your um your lineage off the earth. He don't want to do that. But it's only a remnant. Remember these things. He picked Yasharal because they were the fewest. It's always been a remnant. It's not gonna be a lot of people. So be okay with being alone. Be okay with having to get your spirit man right over being around other people and having your spirit just tainted and just tethered and withered away because you want to be around people, just because you want to have fun. You want to say that, hey, I got all these different things. You want to look like you're doing something. It's not applicable to your existence to continuously put yourself in the door of death, in the door of Hashatan, to allow him to lie in wait at the door and you know what I'm saying, and have him come around. It's not applicable. It's not applicable. So verse 9, a little leaven leavens the whole lump. So a little leaven, you know what that means? Just a little bit. It don't take much. It don't take much to make you just, it don't take much to take you out the game. It really don't. Think about it. Wrong place, wrong time. Now you're out the game. Or think about it like this. You can be around so many different people. You can be around so many different people, and you're doing good. Say you're doing good. You're doing great. You have had issues in your existence. You've been in good health. You've been in good health. You've been in good spirits. Now you go around that one person that you don't need to be around. Yahuwah told, or you go around that one person that Yahuwah told you not to go around, but you just want to go around them because, oh man, that's my friend, that's my road dog for years and years. That's the one person that knows me for real. So I'm gonna be around them. I just want to be around him. I just need to be around his spirit. Now guess what? That person's spirit that you want to be around so much, now the spirit attacking you because why? Because why? Think about that. Now that spirit is attacking you. Now that spirit's in your home. Now that spirit is on yo. Now that spirit is in your mind. Now that spirit is dimming your light because you wanted to be around somebody that who told you not to be around. Different things, different levels to this. Like it's different levels to this. Sometimes you gotta cut people off for righteousness. It's good to cut people off for righteousness' sake. And if they persecute you, who cares? That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. That's what they supposed to do. Because they see the light. They see that you're gonna be who you are. You know what I'm saying? They know that you're gonna be, what Yahweh sees you to be. We just don't see that. We don't see what Yahweh wants us to be sometimes. We see what we want to be in this world. You may want to be rich. That's probably not what you're supposed to be. Because Yahweh knows if he gives you a lot, boy, stop. He knows if he gives you a lot, he knows what's gonna become of you. He knows what's gonna become of you. So sometimes he does stuff to protect you from you because of how you are as a person. All right. Sorry, y'all. Like I said, I'm in here with my bond. So Second Timothy, we have Second Timothy 2. We're gonna read 1 through 26. Oh, that's the whole chapter. But we're gonna read the whole chapter of Second Timothy. Honestly, we really don't need to read the whole chapter. If I'm being honest, but I want to. I really want to. So it says, "You therefore, my bond, be strong in the belief that is in Mashiach Yahusha, and the things that you have heard of him among many witnesses. The same commit you to trustworthy men who shall be able to teach others also. Therefore, endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach." So let me just go back. Let me just go back to verse 3. No, yeah, verse 2. My bad. "And the things that you have heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit you to trustworthy men who shall be able to teach others." Be be around like-minded people, and that just goes back into what I was saying before. Be around like-minded people. Don't be around them people that you can't glean off of, because if you can't glean off of somebody, then how can you walk together? If Amos 3:3, it is Amos 3, man. I'm not gonna sit there and misquote, but if I do misquote, my apologies. Amos 3, how can two walk together? At least they agree. How can you walk with people at least you agree? Or we could go back to the story of Moses when his father-in-law told him, "Hey, keep like-minded men around you. Have like-minded men around you," because Moses was the only one judging the people. He was the only one judging the people. And his father-in-law literally told him, it is not good that you sit here and judge everybody day and night by yourself. You will not last, and they will not either. Have like-minded people around you so that they can help you judge. Take that for an example. You know what I'm saying? Take those things for an example. You know, you can't do it by yourself, but be around other brothers. Be around like-minded people that believe in the same thing that you believe. Don't just be around people because you want to be around people. Don't just be around brothers in this truth because you wanna have a family. If you don't agree with them people, walk, step. But it's crazy because we're people that want to be around, that want to feel that we have a connection to something. We want to have a connection to something, but in reality, do we really need to have a connection to anything but Yahuwah Yahusha? Think about it. Yahusha was in the wilderness for 40 days, 40 nights by himself, being tempted by Hashatan. Think about that, bro. He didn't need nobody. He didn't need nobody with him. He was by himself. But we as people, we want to, we always got to be around people. We always want to be around, you know, like-minded individuals. Like I was saying, man, just be around like-minded people, man. Be around like-minded brothers. Don't let nobody take you away from that. All right, verse 40. "No man that wars entangles himself with the affairs of this existence, that he may please that he may please him who has chosen him to be a soldier. And if a man also strives for masters, yet is he not crowned, except the he strives lawfully. The husbandman that labors must be first partakers of the fruits. Consider what I say, and Yahuwah give you understanding in all things. Remember that Yahushua HaMashiach of the seed of David was raised from the dead according to my Besor, wherein I suffer trouble as an evildoer, even unto bonds, but the word of Allah is not bound. Therefore I endure all things for the elect's sake, that they may also obtain their deliverance which is in Mashiach Yahusha with eternal esteem. It is it is a trustworthy saying, for if we be dead with him, we shall also exist with him. If you die, it's saying, if we suffer, we also reign with him. If we deny him, he also will deny us. If we believe not, yet he abides trustworthy, and he abides trustfully. He cannot deny himself. Of these things, put them in remembrance, charging them before Yahuwah, that they strive not about words to no profit, but to the subverting of the hearers. So, with all that, we're gonna skip down. I really should just do this from the beginning. See, I wanted to read it all. This is not applicable to what's going on right now. So we're gonna skip down. Oh boy, we're gonna skip down to verse. What is this? Verse 21. We're gonna skip down to verse 21. All right. You know what? We're gonna. Yep. Actually, we're gonna skip down to 19. Yeah, we're gonna skip down to 19. It says, nevertheless, the foundation of the Lord stands sure, having this seal. Yahuwah knows them that are his, and let everyone that names the name of Mashiach depart from iniquity. But in a great house there are not only vessels of gold and of silver, but also of wood and of earth, and some to honor, and some to dishonor. If a man therefore purge himself from these, he shall be a vessel, not he shall be a vessel unto honor, the purified and met for master's use, and prepare unto every good work. Flee also youthful lust, but follow righteousness, belief, love, peace with all them that call on Yahuwah out of a pure heart. So there we go. Flee. So what should you do with lust? You should flee. It's one of the things that he tells us to do is to flee from our youthful lust. And what say, flee from youthful lust, but follow righteousness. So not only are we fleeing from youthful lust, but we're also following righteousness. So you can't just flee and then not follow righteousness, because then did you really flee? And these are questions that I'm asking. If you say, hey, like I said earlier, hey, if he tells you not to go around a person, but you end up going around, so you the next time you want to hang out with that person, you don't do it. But also, if you replace that with hanging out with somebody else that you're not supposed to hang out with, then are you really fleeing from the youthful lust, or are you being are you fleeing from it for righteousness sake? But are you still, or are you just taking, or are you just taking the miniature steps? Are you just taking just the what am I trying to say? Not the safe route, but you're taking the not the high road. Dang, I'm not trying to say you're not doing it to the fullest extent. So you're not doing it to the fullest extent that you need to be doing it. Okay. You understand what I'm saying. You're not doing it to the fullest extent. You're not doing it out of a pure heart. You still got foolishness in your heart. You still have impure things in your heart. So now, because because you can't hang out with this person, but now you're lusting to hang out with the next person. You know what I'm saying? You're not ten. I won't say lusting, but you're lusting to do something that he's still telling you not to do. So either way, you're still doing something that he's telling you not to do, and you're doing it because you want to. You know what I'm saying? Either way, it's disobedience. It's disobedience either way, and it's not out of a pure heart. It's not out of a pure heart, a pure mind. You won't find love or peace and belief in those things. You won't find that. You won't find that. You gotta know. Hey, I'm gonna be alone, but I got belief. I got trust that Yahuwah is gonna bring forth something, somebody that I can be around. That's gonna bring forth, that's gonna bring forth existence to existence to me. It's gonna bring forth, not existence, but it's gonna bring forth, it's gonna shoot for something in me to be better. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. It's gonna bring forth something for you to be better in your daily walk. You know what I'm saying? So flee from your youthful lust. That's what he said. That's what he said. It's not what I said. It's not what the pastor said. It's not what nobody said. But flee from you youthful lust. Flee from your youthful lust, that you may follow righteousness. 1983. So we're gonna go to Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes is where we're going. Ecclesiastes. And we're going to read 11. We're going to go to 11. Ecclesiastes 11. We're going to read 7 through 10. 7 through 10. It says, truly the light is sweet, and a pleasant thing it is for the eyes to behold the Shamash. But if a man exists many years and rejoice in them all, yet let him remember the days of darkness, for they shall be many. All that comes is vanity. Rejoice, rejoice, O young man, in your youth, and let your heart cheer you in the days of your youth, and walk in the ways of your heart and in the sight of your eyes. But know you that for all these things a Lord will bring you into judgment. Therefore remove sorrow from your heart and put away evil from your flesh. For childhood and youth are vanity. So I know what it sounds like at the beginning. It sounds like he's telling you, hey, remember those days of darkness. Remember now when he says remember those days of darkness, he's not saying like, oh, remember and revel in them. He's saying remember them because as your testimony. That's your testimony. That's what you're gonna like. Remember those testimony, those battles that you faced. Remember the all the things that you had to go through to get to where you're at now. Remember that so that it will keep you on the straight and narrow path. It'll keep you on that path like, hey, I don't want to go back to my vomit. Hey, I don't want to go back to doing what I was doing 10 years ago. I don't want to go back to what I was doing in high school. Think about that. Like, it says because like we exist for to us it's a long time. 70, 80 years a long time to exist, but it's short to him, but it's really a vapor. Like to us in our minds we're here for a long time. To him we're just excuse me, we're just a vapor. You know what I'm saying? So it says, but if a man exists many years and rejoice in them all, yet let him remember the days of darkness, for they shall be many. All that comes is vanity. Everything is vanity. Everything that has nothing to do with Yahweh is vanity. It has nothing to do with him. It's vanity. Vanity. Just because you look, I don't care how many awards you won in high school. It's vain. It has nothing to do with the Father. I don't care how many times you tell the people I did this in God's name, and He's the one that gave me strength. I won the Super Bowl because of God. I won all these things. I won awards because of Him. Like, it don't mean nothing because it's not gonna profit you at the end. It's not gonna get you into the kingdom. All these things mean nothing. I promise you. How do I know this? Because I was one of those people. I was one of those people, man. I was there. I was on those pedestals. I was the one that got all the plaques. I was the one who, I was that guy. It don't mean nothing now. Shoot, it means nothing now. I can tell you for a fact, it means absolutely nothing. People don't care. People don't care. Yahoo most definitely don't care. You know. So, like I said, remember the days of darkness, not as a way, and not as a token. Don't remember it as a token, but remember it as where you came from, how you got to where you're at now. So use those days as a testimony to tell people, hey, don't ever be like me. Don't do what I did because what I did was stupid. What I did was stupid and it didn't matter. But then when we skip down to verse 10, it says, therefore remove sorrow from your heart and put away evil from your flesh. For childhood and youth are vanity. Childhood and youth are vanity. Put away evil. Therefore remove sorrow from your heart and put away evil. Remove the sorrow from your heart, because all those things you did back in the day, it made you sorrowful. A lot of things you did back in the day, it does make you sorrowful. You may not realize it, or you may not know that, hey, you still holding on to things, but anything that you hold on to, it does make you sad. Anything that's made you sad in your past, and you didn't let it go, or you didn't fully forgive people, is on your heart, which means now you're still walking around with it. You're still doing everything that you're not supposed to do with it. You know what I'm saying? You still moving around with all this weight on you, on your heart. So remove sorrow from your heart and put away evil, because you know when you have sorrow in your heart and you're not really seeking Yahuwah, it's gonna cause you to do evil. So now, because you're doing evil, now you're in your flesh, and now you remember all these things that happened in your childhood. Just because you have trauma doesn't mean that you gotta exist in your trauma every single day. I don't care what they say. I don't care how many times. You gotta know. Like, some trauma. Now I understand trauma is hard to get rid of. It is hard to get rid of, but the only reason why it's hard to get rid of is because we're not truly seeking the Father. This is point blank period. Like, we're not seeking the Father. The Father knows you better than you know yourself. The counselor that you're going to, the counselor that you're going to, the people that you pay to tell their problems just so they can ask you a question about yourself. They don't know you like that. So if they don't really know you like that, how do you know, how can they really truly and honestly help you? These are just questions I'm asking. These are things that I've seen, things that I've known, things that I've heard, things that I've experienced. Now, I've never ever been to a dang therapist, because I don't subscribe to those, because I just think it's man's traditions. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. I don't need nobody to tell me about myself. I don't need nobody to sit there and ask questions so that I can figure out what I need to do for me. Like, when I could just go to the Father and he can tell me what I need to do for me. Like I said, he knows me better than I know me. So why would I put my trust in man when the Bible says, trust no man? Why would I do that to myself? Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you? I'm not finna do that. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna put away, we're gonna remove the sorrow from our heart and put away evil from your flesh. Because your flesh is gonna lust after your spirit, the spirit likewise the spirit after the flesh. Think about that. The flesh is always gonna go after your spirit. So put away evil from your flesh, because if you subdue the flesh, think about it, you subdue the flesh, now you can exist in the spirit. Because then, let's go back up to verse 7. It says, truly the light is sweet. Truly the light is sweet. Who is the light? The light is Yahuwah, Yahusha HaMashiach. That's the light. The light is your spirit, man. The light is the Ruach HaKodesh that brings forth judgment to you, that brings forth that brings the infirmities out of your body, that that takes the iniquity from you. That's the light. Truly the light is sweet and a pleasant thing. It is for the eyes to behold the Shamash, the sun. You know? All these things are vanity. Remember your childhood, vanity. Remember what you did back in the day, vanity. It means nothing. I promise you, it don't mean nothing, bro. People don't care. People do not care, especially like the older you get. It's like, you know them old heads that you see at the park that shit there. Oh yeah, back in stop. You remember, like, those people that be at the park. You know, them old heads that be at the park still playing basketball until they 50. Yeah, back in my day, I could have been in the league. I could have been this. But that's because they never get past that. Their existence peaked at in high school or college, and they don't seek. So because you subscribed yourself to these sports all the time, and now that you didn't make that sport, that's on your mind. That's the only thing that's on your mind all the time. But also, if you haven't realized that most of the old heads that be at the park, they got a lust problem. Why do they have a lust problem? Because when they were so good at sports, it was easy for them to get women. And now that it's a little bit harder for them to get women, now they want women. Now they just want women. They just want to fulfill all of the desires of themselves. They've been fulfilling the desires of themselves since they were children. They've been fulfilling the desires of themselves since they were children. So now they don't know how to stop fulfilling their desire and fulfill Yahusha's desire. They don't know how to do that. They didn't figure it out yet. So that's the thing. You have to figure it out. I'm grateful to Yahuwah that he had me figure it out. He had me figure out what my real purpose was. You know what I'm saying? Granted, hey, look, I did sports. I understand. I did all the things that a sports athlete would do. And once I stopped doing it, guess what? I felt empty. I felt hollow. I felt sorrowful. But I had to. It took. Now I did take a couple years to get all that out my heart, because when you do something since the age of 5 and you do something for so long, you do it for so many years that you become a master of that craft. Now it's hard to sit there and think that anything else that you do is gonna like anything else that you do is gonna equal that. So most people that do sports and they don't make it to the league, most of them they peak and then they don't never seek the Father. They don't never seek the Father. They just seeking another opportunity to be better. They're excited. They're waiting for that opportunity that they never got, and because they never got that opportunity, now they're seeking validation in all the wrong places. They're seeking their validation in women. They're seeking their validation in their mothers, if their mothers are still existing. They're seeking validation in people. We're not supposed to do that. That's a no. There's a no. Hold on, let me drink this water, y'all. I need some more water. All right, we are at 1 Corinthians 6. Oh boy, that's not it. Hold on. What is it? But we are reading. Yep, we're reading 6. All right, we're reading 1 Corinthians 6. It says, "Dare any of you having a matter against another, go to the law, go to law before the unjust, and not before the Kodashim. Do you not know that the Kodashim shall judge the world? And if the world shall be judged by you, are you unworthy to judge the small matters? No, know you not that we shall judge the Melechim? How many more things that pertain to this existence? If then you have judgments of things pertaining to this existence, put them to judge who are least esteemed of the called out assemblies. The called out assemblies. I speak to you. I speak to your shame. It is it so that there is not a wise man among you? Not one that shall be able to judge between his brethren. But brother goes to law with brother, and that before the unbelievers. So when it comes to judging, you got to be a righteous judge. It is a thing of judgment. But you have to be a righteous judge. You can't just sit there and be like, I'm gonna judge you. I'm gonna judge you because I want to. It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? It don't work like that. You have to go to the law. You do all things in righteousness. What do you say? Do things in righteousness. Like I say, people don't seek righteousness. So now, if you don't seek righteousness, how do you know? Hey, I gotta judge my brother in good belief. I gotta judge my brother, and by the law. I have to judge him by the law. I can't just judge him by what I think. But because we don't read the law, we don't know the law. Then you know what I'm saying. It doesn't. It's like, because we don't know the law, we don't know how to judge people. So now we unrighteously judging people, and we not. You know what I'm saying. We're not. So now that brings on a spirit of pride, because now you feel like you could judge. But because we like, we have to be able. We have to fix our spirits to be able to be a judgment for the Melechim. Think about that. We're gonna judge the Melechim. Think about that. We have to be we have to be more righteous than them to be able to judge them. Because you can't, even if you have a little bit of iniquity, what we just read, a little leaven leavens the whole lump. Even if you got a little bit of iniquity in you, it's not going. You're not going. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. All right, 7. Now therefore, there is utterly a fault among you, because you go to law one with another. Why do you rather not take wrong? Why do you not rather suffer yourselves to be defrauded? Nay, you do wrong and defraud, and that your brethren. Know you not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom. of Alua. Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor sodomizers, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, nor thieves, nor covetousness, nor drunkards, nor revelers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of Alua. So this is why I say you gotta work out that lust of the spirit, because all those things I just named, I'm gonna read it again. I'm gonna read it again. Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor sodomizers, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, nor thieves, or nor covetousness, covetous, nor drunkards, nor revelers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of the Lord. You're not gonna inherit the kingdom. You're not even gonna inherit. You're not even gonna have a lineage. Bump that. You're not even gonna have a lineage if you don't get it right. If you don't get it right here, you're not gonna go nowhere because you decided you want to do these things, because you decided you want to stay in these things. You know what I'm saying? We have to be better. We gotta be better. And I'm not only speaking to y'all, I'm speaking to me too. I have to be better. It's like, yo, the Mashiach is the goal. We gotta be like him. But who is he like? He like Yahuwah. So what is the hierarchy? It's Yahuwah, Yahusha, man, woman, child. You have to be you have to be righteous enough to not only raise your woman up in Yahuwah, but also raise your children up in Yahuwah, so that your lineage can continue. Because wicked seeds are not gonna be here when the sky come down, when the fire starts raining from the sky. Your lineage will be gone. Your lineage might be gone before then, because it's a thing. It's a thing about righteousness that Yahuwah loves, but because the world is getting more wicked, this world is just raising up Hashatan's children. That's what this world is doing. It's only gonna be a remnant of righteous people. It's only gonna be a remnant. But like Yahuwah say, he don't need a lot. He don't need the many. He just need the few, just to do what he need to do. Think about the book of Samson. He thought, what, 1,000 men. One man fought 1,000 men and won. He don't need many. He just need the few. He just need one. He need think about Sodom and Gomorrah. When Abraham was asking him, like, oh, would you spare the city if it was 50 righteous? Would you spare the city if it was 40 righteous? Would you spare the city if it was 30 righteous? Would you spare the city if it was 20 righteous? Would you spare the city if it was 10 righteous? He don't need many. That was a whole city that he destroyed, because he couldn't find not one person righteous. And the one person that was even near there that was righteous was Lot, and Lot had to leave with his family. But then, yeah, and still, because his woman looked back, what she do? She turned to a pillar of salt, a pillar of white spice. Think about that. And it was just him and his daughters. Stop. What do you have? What do you have in your mouth? Give me this. Stop. Stop picking up stuff. Where are you finding this stuff? Anyway, think about it. He don't need many. He don't need the many. He just need the few. He just need the few, man. You could, hey, look. He just need the few, man. He just need the few. Once again. All right. Verse 11. And such were some of you, but you are washed. But you are purified, but you are justified in the name of Master Yahushua Mashiach, and by the rock of your allure. All things are powerful unto me, but all things are not profitable. All things are powerful for me, but I will not be brought under the power of any. Food for the belly, and the belly for the food. But Lord shall destroy both it and them. Now the body is not for fornication, but for Yahuwah, and Yahuwah for the body. Lust of the spirit. Yo, look, you think this flesh is just supposed to be like this? It's supposed to be riled up for no reason. It's just supposed to be there. No, bro. Yahuwah is for the body. Likewise, the body is for Yahuwah. Yahuwah is supposed to be in control of your body. Yahuwah is supposed to tell you what to do. You're supposed to follow what he wants you to do. You're supposed to follow the path that he wants you to follow. Not because you want to do it, not because you want to, you know what I'm saying? It's not that. It's not that. He's not that. Lust, you got to get it out your spirit. You have to get it out your spirit, man, because it's killing your spirit, man. Yahuwah wants you. He wants you. Yahuwah is for you. He's not against you. But if you're against him, he's not gonna be with you. So it's just it's things, man, that he just can't get with. It's things, it's unrighteousness that he can't get with. But if you okay with it and he's not okay with it, guess what? You're gonna have iniquity in your body. Facts. All right, we have 14. And Elua has both raised up master and will also raise us and also will raise up us by his own power. Know you not that your bodies are the members of Mashiach? Shall I then take the member of Mashiach and make them the members of a harlot? Should you? Should you? Because you say, hey, I'm a member of the Mashiach. I'm a member of the Mashiach, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna fornicate with this woman. I'm unmarried. Say this, I'm unmarried, but I'm gonna go ahead and still fornicate because I want to get my rocks off, or because I want to get a dopamine hit. Think about that. Or hey, I'm married, but because my woman isn't giving me none, I'm gonna go ahead and watch some. I'm gonna go ahead and watch some porn because she not giving me none. I gotta get my rocks off. Think about that. Think about that, man. Think about it. Are you a member of Mashiach? Would you make yourself a harlot? Would you whore? Would you turn yourself into a whore? Women, because you a member of the Mashiach? Would you turn yourself into a harlot just because you wanna, you wanna get your rocks off? You wanna go ahead and do what you wanna do? Would you do that? No. Or hey, guess what? I wanna go ahead and have a mukbang because because I want to make content. That's a form of lust. Like I said, gluttony is a form of lust. It's a form of lust. You can go ahead and sit there and say, "Oh, I want to make content," but why not make content about the Father? Instead of sitting there having a mukbang or talking about what nothing just for what views because you want to get paid. See what I'm saying? This be gluttony. Now you're being greedy because now you're being greedy because now you're forced to eat all this food and you're forced now you want to make money, so now you're being greedy. Now you watching how many views you get, you watching all these different things because now you like, I bet I got it. Like, okay, if I get this many views, I'll get this much money. Or hey, if I get this many people to come to my live, I have this many people donate. Now you know what I'm saying? All these different things can lead into it, and it's not healthy. Like I said earlier, Yahuwah is for the body. It said what is yeah, it says, but all right, it said what is that? All right, for the food for the belly and the belly for food, but allure shall destroy both it and them. Now the body is not for fornication, but for Yahuwah, and Yahuwah for the body. So your body is not for fornication. You can do more than fornicating. Just not fornicating ain't just sex. Fornicating could be with food. It could be with gluttony. It could be with pride because you don't want to accept the things that you do. You may look at yourself in a certain way, but because you see yourself in a certain way and you don't see yourself how the Father sees you, now you're being prideful. Now you fornicating. You fornicating with your own body because you want to be a certain way. It's not just, you know what I'm saying? So stop. All right. All right. 16. What? Know you not that he which is joined to a harlot is one body? For two says he shall be one flesh. So if you like, I know this is talking about a woman. I know it's talking about a woman. I know it's talking about, but because they was, in the city of Corinth, they was tripping. The assembly of Corinth, they was tripping. They was doing anything. But I'm gonna use it in different terms. You know what I'm saying? Because you're prideful, because you're being prideful, now you're one with pride. Now you in agreements with pride. Think about that. Now you're in agreements with this spirit. So anything that you are in agreement to, you're one flesh with. Because Yahuwah don't just look at, he don't just look at, like, he look at agreements as like we're in agreement with him. Just like how when Yahshua came into an agreement with him, we became one with him. So if you become one, if you agree with pride, if you agree, yeah, I'm prideful. What they say, what they raise young men up to be nowadays. You gotta have pride. You gotta be prideful. So now they raise young men to be prideful. And now you got these little boys saying, I got pride as a man. Now you come in agreement with that spirit. Now you one with the spirit. So now because you one with that spirit, now it's gonna be 10 times harder to get that spirit off you. Now and let me say that you when you come in agreement with one spirit, you don't know how many more spirits come with that spirit. So because you're in agreement with that one spirit, now that spirit can have a legion of demons behind it. And now you gotta fight just more than one spirit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta denounce all these other things up off you because you decided that, hey, I'm gonna agree with this. It's the same thing for fornication. Sex is not just sex. Sex is not just sex. When you both climax, you're both intertwining your spirits together. So now you're becoming one. But you know why we don't care? Because they got condoms. Because they got Plan Bs. They got abortions. All these different things that's just like, all right, bet I don't gotta worry about having a baby because people think that just that the people think the only way that they are connected to a person is by having a child. Your spiritual ties are real. Spiritual ties are a thing. You gotta denounce those things off, man. You can't just sit there and have relations with a young woman, or you can't just have relationships with a young man and think that, hey, his spirits or her spirits is not going to transfer on to you. You can't just think that that's not going to happen because that's real. That's what witches and wizards know about that stuff. You know what I'm saying? They know about that stuff. Witches and wizards, who knows? You might go sleep with a witch. You might sleep with a witch, and she take a drop of your blood, and she might take a drop of your blood, put it on paper, write a note, and then burn it. Now you're really spiritually connected to this person. Now you have come into contract with more demons than you can handle. Think about that, man. Just look. I'm only saying these things because I've seen it. I'm glad that never happened to me, but I've seen it. I've seen women do that. I've seen women make a blood. I've seen women make blood covenants with a partner because they don't want that man to leave their existence. They go ahead, they slice their hand, put the blood on the note, write the note, burn it. Like I said, you never know. You could be messing with one. You could come in contract with one spirit, and now because you don't know what that spirit is connected to, now a legion of demons is coming behind it. So because you decided, hey, I want to go ahead and sleep with this witch because she's alluring, not knowing that she's a witch. Because y'all ain't got that deep in conversation because, oh, you only been talking to this person for about a month. But usually the women that wear crystals around their neck all the time are usually witches. But because you don't do your research and you don't know signs and you don't understand crystals and all that, and they try to make it sound all cool, like, oh, it's just crystals, it don't matter. But you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing for men. You could be messing with a high-ranking wizard because you didn't do your research or because you didn't get a chance to really know that person. You didn't vet that person. You only knew them for about what, a month, 2 weeks, 2 weeks to a month, and now you're in the bed. We look at these things as like we look at like sex is just like it's just another day in the office, man. It's another day in the office. But you know how they got us with that? The porn industry. They got us with that with the porn industry because people were having sex so freely that it was just okay to do what they wanted to do. But also, it wasn't even just that. It was Egypt, ancient Misra. They had their parties. They were doing their fornication rituals. Actually, it was the rituals. They were doing their fornication rituals. Rome, Greece, all these different places, all these different nations and customs that we took after. That's how we got to the place we are now when it comes to fornication. They were doing it freely back then. They're doing it freely now. It has not changed at all. Nothing is new under the sun. All right. 17. But he that is joined unto Yahuwah is Yakai. You join to Yahuwah, you're one. Like I said earlier, he gave his covenant to the people, and they said, we will do. They're joined to him now. They're joined to righteousness now. They're one with him. We are one with Yahuwah. Let's remember that. Flee fornication. Every crime that a man does is without the body. But he that commits fornication commits crime against his own body. He that commits crime is against his own body. So because we're Yakai with Yahuwah, we're one with Yahuwah. Because we're one with Yahuwah. Now that we're now that we're one with Yahuwah, but we still commit crime against the body. Think about that. Now we gotta get cut off. Think about it. Think about what Yahuwah should say. If one part of your body commit crime, cut it off. Cut it off. So we're one with Yahuwah. Don't be the one to get cut off, Yahuwah, because you want to commit crime against the body. We're all in the body of Mashiach. We're all one. All of us. All right. Whew. What know you? 19. What know you not that your body is the temple of the Ruach HaKodesh, which is in you, which you have of Allah, and you are not your own. For you are bought with a price. Therefore esteem Allah in your body and in your Ruach with your Allah, which are Allah. So the Ruach is in you. So people be like, "Oh, the spirit ain't in me. It's just around me. It's just, it comes to me. The spirit is in you. Your body is the temple." So when it comes to like smoking weed, why smoke weed? Why dirty up the temple? Why burn unpleasant incense in the temple that now you gotta extremely clean to get out? Think about it. Because you're smoking, now your lungs is messed up. It's harder to breathe. You're lazy. You procrastinate. You don't want to do certain things, but you're gluttoning down. So now because you're gluttoning down, now you just eating food that is unhealthy for you. Now you eating red. Now you eating different dyes. What is it, blue 30 or blue 40, whatever it is, red 40, all these different dyes. Now because you wanted to do that. Or maybe you drinking. Now you putting strong drink into your body. So now your liver's stopping. Now your liver is starting to not work because you keep putting these things into your body, and you keep wanting to keep on, and you continuously, you're not changing. You don't change. So if you never change, how will you be better for Yahuwah? Like, how will you be better? Your body is a temple where all your kai we're all one with Yahuwah, because we have accepted him into our existence. Once you accept him into your existence, there is no going back. You're not just gonna accept him into your existence and think that, oh, I'm gonna do what I want. No, that's not how that works. It's not how that works at all. We're going to Proverbs 6. I don't know why I was talking like that. Proverbs 6. And we just gonna read 1 through 25. You're Hold on. Ah, gotta grab my water. All right. My bond, if you be, it says, my bond, if you be surety for your friend, if you have stricken your hand with a stranger, you are snared with the words of your mouth. You are taken with the words of your mouth. Do this now, my bond, and deliver yourself when you are come into the hand of your friend. Go humble yourself and make sure your friend give not sleep to your eyes, nor slumber to your eyelids. Deliver yourself as a roe from the hand of the hunter, and as a bird from the hand of the fowler. Go to the ant, you sluggard, consider her ways and be wise, which having no guide, overseer, or ruler, provides her meat in the summer and gathers her food in the harvest. How long will you sleep, O sluggard? When will you arise out of your sleep? Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. So shall your poverty come as one that travails, and your want as an armed man, a naughty person, a wicked man walks with a forward mouth. He winks with his eyes. He speaks with his feet. He teaches with his fingers. Forwardness is in the heart. He devises mischief continually. He sows discord. Forward heart. He sows discord. So because now he sows discord, what happens after that? He devises mischief continually. Therefore shall his calamity come suddenly. Suddenly shall he be broken without remedy. These six things Yahuwah hates. Yea, seven are an abomination unto him: a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaks lies, and he that sows discord among brethren. Six things he hates. So six things that's unrighteousness. Let's read it again. These six things Yahuwah hates. Yea, seven are an abomination unto him: a proud look, pride; a lying tongue, you already know; and hands that shed innocent blood; a heart that devises wicked imaginations. Now, when we get to a wicked imagination, what is a wicked imagination? A wicked imagination is your mind allowing Hashatan to do what it wants. Wicked imagination is something that you conjure up, something that just happens. It is something that I wouldn't say happens. It's something that does not happen, but because it's out of your mind, it comes to fruition. Wicked imaginations. Feet that be swift and running to mischief. So feet that's quick to go to different places, that feet that wants to devise against the spirit, feet that want to sow discord, that wants to be in the forefront of everything. We have those people. You got people that like to gossip, that's running to mischief, gossiping, running to mischief. A false witness, bearing false witness. That's in Exodus 20. That's in the commandments. You know what I'm saying? Bearing false witness that speaks lies, and he that sows discord among brethren. So any person that will sow discord among you and your brothers because you wanted to be around that person. You know what I'm saying? All right. So think about that. So what it says in verse 20, it says, "My bond, guard your father's commandments, and forsake not the Torah of your mother. Bind them continually upon your heart, and tie them about your neck. When you go, it shall lead you. When you sleep, it shall guard you. And when you awake, it shall talk with you. For the commandment is a lamp, and the Torah is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of existence, to guard you from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue and of a strange woman. Lust, 25. Lust not after her beauty in your heart, neither let her take you with her eyelids." So what does the Torah do? Why did he say guard the Torah day and night? While you sleep, when you're up, while you sleep, when you're awake, it shall talk with you. It means that you study these commandments so much that it's going to speak to you when you see stuff. When mischief tries to come around you, it's going to speak to you. It's going to show you, like, hey, don't do these things. Remember the commandments. Remember what the Father said. Keep those, guard those, bind those continuously to you. Bind those to you. Become one with the commandments. Just like we're one, like I said, we're a Yikad. We're Yikad with Yahuwah. We're one with him. Remember those things. We're one with him. We're not one with this world. We're one with him. So now that we're one with him, we are of the spirit. We're one with the spirit. We're one with the Ruach HaKodesh. We're one with Yahushua HaMashiach. So think on those things. Think on those things continuously. Bind the Torah to your heart. But, like I said, because people don't read the Torah, what happens? Now, because you don't read the Torah, now you don't know the Torah. So now the Torah can't hold you upright. Boom. We have First Thessalonians 4. We probably not gonna finish this tonight. We're not gonna finish this today. I ain't gonna lie. I got a lot more scriptures, but we gonna make a part 2 of this for sure. So this is gonna be, honestly, this will probably be the last. Yeah, this is gonna be the last scripture I read about this. Um, it's gonna be the last scripture I read, and then we're gonna continue on later. So First Thessalonians 4, we're gonna read 1 through 7. Furthermore, then we beseech you, brethren, and exhort you by Master Yahusha, that as you have received of us how you ought to walk and to please Allah, so you would abound more and more. For you know what commandments uh we gave you by Master Yahusha. For this is the will of Allah, even your purification, that you should abstain from fornication, that every one of you should know how to possess his vessel in purification and honor, not in passionate lust. So not in passionate lust, even as the other nations which know not Allah, that no man go beyond and defraud his brother in any matter, because that Yahuwah is the avenger of all such, as we also have forewarned you to and testified. For Allah has not called us unto uncleanness, but uh unto holiness, or kadashness, but unto kadashness. So I put that in there because of what? Say, abstain from fornication, abstain from your youthful lust, abstain from things of this world. Because he did not call you to be unclean. He didn't make you just so that you could be unclean. He didn't make your vessel just so you could just dirty it up, just so you could dirty up the floor and be like, oh yeah, I'm good. No, he did not. He made you to be a pure vessel, a Kadash vessel unto him. That's what he called you to be. He didn't call you to do all the things of this world. You know what I'm saying? He didn't call you for that. He called you to be a pure, upright vessel. He called you to be a pure, upright vessel. So that is the last thing I'm saying. And we're gonna do, like I said, we're gonna do a part 2 about this. We're gonna do a part 2, and we're gonna continue this later. So I pray that this message finds all of you well, and that it beseeches you well, that we can all grow in Yahushua Mashiach. Because if I keep going, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be here for about 2, almost 3 hours. Now I don't mind that, but I got a lot of stuff I gotta do. So I got things I gotta do tonight. Or today. So we're gonna continue this later, and when we start back up, we're gonna go from First Samuel. We're gonna be in First Samuel 18. First Samuel 18, and that's gonna be that. So, like I said, as all the messages I've had from tonight, and just from this message in general from the Spirit, be of Yahusha, be of Yahuwah, be of good cheer, be of good mind, flee from fornication, flee from your youthful lust. Don't do the things of this world. Do the things that Yahuwah is telling you to do, so that you can be a vessel for him. If you're not going to be a vessel for him, you will be used as a vessel for Hashatan. If you're used as a vessel for Hashatan, then you will not receive the kingdom. The kingdom is at hand. Please, please, the kingdom is at hand. Please draw near to the Father, to the bond. Please cleave unto them. Become one with them. Because if you're becoming one with the world, then there's nothing we can do for you. There's nothing we're going to be able to do for you in the end times. You're not going to be able to go at the last minute and be like, yeah, I want you. It don't work like that. You should have been choosing them this whole time. Don't wait till you about 50 years old down the line talking about something. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start seeking out the Father. Nah, neither. Now can it work? Yeah, but by that time you have to seek Him with everything. That, you know what I'm saying? With everything. Always be childlike. Be childlike. Always be humble. allow yourself to work in him. Allow him to work in you so that you can be a better vessel for him. So remember, Yahuwah wants you in your young years. He don't want you to be 70 on your deathbed talking about something, I choose you. He don't want that. He wants you to be he wants you to be a useful vessel. So that's all I'm saying for tonight, y'all. So like I said, next video, we're gonna continue part 2. So shalom.
Me and you, we can really be the same, but you on a different path and your feet different ways. You tell me it's a cycle that you gotta go through, but you feeling big F. Ain't the teacher told you can wait to the end, but it might be too late. Time keys all ticking, ain't no time to hold weight. Gotta start the grind every day. Wake up every